My name is Erik Juul and I'm an architect, and we have a company called Erik Juul Architects. Well, what we're doing right now is sustainable wood architecture, because I think we have this positive global challenge that we have to change the way we consume our carbon and resources. And when it comes to building and architecture, we have a great responsibility. And a very sustainable building materials is wood. We do the first CFC certified wood house I think in Europe or probably the world, where 99% of all the wood was FSC certified wood coming from Canada, cedar wood there, but also a lot of Danish wood. Even the insulation was made of wood. Some of the biggest changes in the industry is the concern about sustainability. I mean, 10 years ago, you could promote yourself as a sustainable architect, but you cannot go to an architect and say, I'm not interested in sustainability. So you don't have that as a specific trademark. It's just the way that you interpret what is sustainability for your business. So this is a change, but that's kind of change for the whole world right now. And another thing, we can promote ourselves in another way. 10 years ago, the SoMe industry was not that big. And I used to be an editor of Architectural magazine more than 10 years ago. And you know, we got a little bit of promotion from Zaha did and Norman Foster, that's it. But now these days you can promote your work and discuss your work and your opinion, your architectural opinion with people all over the world. And for this, we are a fairly small business, but we get in contact with clients from, I would say all over the world. Yeah, communication, the thing is also that, of course, a big change for the industry is also the communication with the emails and all this stuff. And also, you know, with this small video camera, and you can just sketch and you can film it while you're sketching and talking. And so it's very, in that sense, it's very fluent actually. So for me, it's a matter of keep it simple, you know, and you can just actually put the camera on and it's a live video, and you've got it in Messenger, or you've got it in Dropbox, or you've got it in Google Drive. And again, it goes so fast, everyone knows this, but you know, before this, you need to create a certain video conference environmental. But it's not like this, it's a much more hands-on thing. And also you can just sketch on the drawing, take a picture, mail it straight away, and they got it. So everything has become so much easier, and therefore so much more joyful to be an architect. I mean, from 10 years to now, but also when I was graduated that must be 200 years ago now, but everything has changed in a positive sense. Empathy is very important for an architect. People often ask me, don't you need to be very good at drawing to be an architect? No, you need to be very good at people, because empathy is the most important working tool as an architect. Architecture is about creating the physical environmental for the life we like to live. So therefore, architecture is humanistic discipline more than aesthetic discipline. And therefore, the most important tool as an architect is empathy. I think it's probably the same answers for most. It's networking. It has been mainly networking, but now because of this SoMe possibilities, as I mentioned, you get in contact with other people in another way. So people have seen just a fragment of a house and they were investigating. And I did a summer house, by the way, from an international known photographer called Denise. She works with very big famous clients, and she was promoted on this within Pathro's homepage because she's doing photos for her homepage. And I did a small studio, and that was in there, and the studio was like 20 square meters, but 20 square meters came around the world, and people said, oh, we got that Scandinavian atmosphere, so I got in contact with people from the States, for instance, on that one. No, of course. When it comes to create a situation, a position for yourself and your company where you can attract the clients that you like to attract, you can never say it's enough. And definitely not word by mouth. I mean, when I was graduated, you could not, it was illegal to promote yourself as an architect. But now you have to do it, and people become more and more professional about that. Yeah, as I said today, there's this global consensus about we have to change it. So everyone has to chip in with an idea about new materials that have to be used in circles. You know, we cannot produce, throw away, so it has to be circular consumption of resources, and everyone has to chip in. I mean, right now we are doing wood, but this is very simple to understand. The wood, you can just leave the house and it will go back to nature, but we have to use new kind of materials, new bioplastic materials. That's going to be interesting. For instance, the transportation of building materials is quite costly. And if you go to a building site, all the waste of these, it's enormous. And we have to change that. So we also have to develop new local building materials. Now we import from all over the world. Now I'm talking about Denmark, but that happened all other places as well. That had to be changed, and that will change.